Good evening. He was just starting his senior year, and now his classmates are preparing to say goodbye. 17-year-old Christopher Slusher was killed last night after deputies say he lost control of his ATV and crashed.
A 16-year-old girl was with him, and she was injured. Slusher was a student at South Laurel High School. Phil Pendleton shows us how Slusher is being remembered in our top story at 5:30.
They had just enjoyed an after-school fishing trip and were headed home on ATVs when something happened, and in an instant, a fun day with friends became a tragedy.
They were coming around a curve up there, and he had a little friend with him, and he was trailing him. You know, the guy that was going fishing with him. And I think he turned to look to say something, and that's when he kind of lost control of it.
The ATV carrying 17-year-old Christopher Slusher and a 16-year-old girl crashed. Slusher died at the scene. The girl was airlifted out. Word spread quickly Tuesday morning at South Laurel High School, where Slusher would have graduated.
And they just had a big heart for everybody, and that's how we're going to remember him.
The crash remains under investigation by the Laurel County Sheriff's Office, but crashes like this are becoming way too common for them. They say that in the last 3 to 4 months, they've had at least 4 either ATV or motorcycle crashes, the victims all being young people.
We've had a bad year this year in Laurel County with traffic fatalities and off-road fatalities, so it's been really traumatic for the officers.
Robin says the tragedy for his family sends a message on how fragile and short life can be.
Need to be good to everybody every day. You don't know when you're going to take your last breath, and we're just a heartbeat away from leaving this life.
Police say they believe it was just an accident and do not suspect that any alcohol or drugs were involved. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Slusher's family tells us that they're still working on funeral arrangements, but they hope to have the service at Bowling Funeral Home in London. As for the 16-year-old girl that was with Slusher, deputies have not released her name, but they do say she was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.